What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cincinnati, Kentucky.
We're in Florence, right across the river.
Now, what's the difference? Kentucky, Ohio, it's the same thing.
Sorry, folks, I have to make sure that it is a drive-through location. And there's a drive-through, so we're going there.
Where's it at?
In 800 feet, turn left onto Thoroughbred Boulevard.
Left or right?
Left, here, left.
Oh, our windshield's filthy from the snow and stuff.
To use your windshield wipers. Oh, yeah,
There's no water. Do you have a water bottle somewhere? You know what we should do when we leave the hotel?
What?
We should get water when we leave the hotel.
Yes.
Like to drink. We have to get windshield wiper fluid in the car.
Yes.
Because it's all dirty from the snow.
You gotta get the stuff that don't freeze.
Temperature outside is 34. Dale, mijo!
Dale!
Oye, hacer, ¿qué
Can you help the people here?
Bro, dale, man.
Dale!
No. It's a Kia. You can crash that piece of crap.
And I just paid for this thing.
Might last longer with some aftermarket parts than it will with the stuff from Kia.
Yeah, true. True.
Alright, so, mira que clase como basura. No turn saying no. Where's this place?
Go turn right here. Turn
Left
right.
or right? Well, tell me which way I'm going.
Turn right.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Houston Road.
We need to go to the gas station and get some wiper fluid or water or something.
Yeah.
It's all gonna freeze, dog. We can't be
Turn right
here.
onto Houston Road.
It snowed a little bit last
Turn
night.
left onto the I-71 South ramp. Turn right
We
onto
had a light
Houston Road.
dusting. No, that car's covered in snow right there.
Mhm.
Some cars got more snow. They had snow like 2 weeks ago, or a
Yeah.
week ago or something.
Mhm.
So like cars that have been sitting are gonna have like 4 inches of snow on them.
Yeah.
So they must have had a lot of snow. Like, oh, this reminds me of Detroit with the snow laying around. Okay, so where are we going now?
You're gonna
Continue on
turn
Houston Road for half a mile.
left on Ted Bushelman in half a mile.
So confusing. Left, right. Now I gotta pull a U-turn.
That sounds like Mel Bushman.
Kentucky. Got that Kentucky down there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in a mall.
No,
Across from a mall.
across.
So we are in Florence.
Florence, Kentucky.
Got that Kentucky down there.
Yeah. I went in the pool this morning.
It was a Indo pool.
Indoor pool.
Indonesian.
So before you... it's cold.
Was it heated?
Yeah. Not really. But you know what? The heaters are in the hotel, so it's like room temperature.
That room was so hot where the pool is.
Yeah.
It was a nice place to hang out, but I literally had to go sit in the lobby because it was so hot in there I couldn't stand
In
it.
the pool room?
It was hot in there.
Yeah, because they get drafts in that room, so they have to heat it extra more. But it felt good. And I got to move my legs, and my legs... I'm not gonna lie, my legs hurt a little bit more, but I know tomorrow they'll feel so much better.
So the city of Cincinnati, and you know if we ran about your pool, the city of Cincinnati is in Ohio, but the suburbs stretch into Kentucky, and that's where we are now. And there's different suburbs with different names and stuff, so it's like you get the idea. I don't think these are the best suburbs, but they're just suburbs.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Last night she wanted to get some big boys, and she pulled into the parking lot, and like 2 people that were hanging out in the parking lot started walking towards us and screaming at us when we were pulling into the restaurant. Wasn't recording, so there's no reason for them to be mad. They just wanted to start a fight, and that's okay. You're gonna have to go eat somewhere else. So it seems a little sketchy for being.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 shots in the air, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And there was cops pulling people over the whole night. One thing about Kentucky, because I lived in Kentucky, is they're very predatory. If you ever come to Kentucky and you got out-of-state tags, expect to get pulled over. And don't expect to be treated like a human when they do it. They're very predatory. They think they're going to find a stash if you got out-of-state tags. There's a few things about Kentucky that frustrate me, and that's one of them. If you ever travel to Kentucky and you're not on a touristy area, you're just like in a normal area, cop sees you with out-of-state tags, they can't resist the itch to make up an excuse to pull you over, search your vehicle, and they think they're gonna find a big stash because you're from out of state. It's the most annoying thing about traveling through Kentucky. I remember when I was a teenager, I came to Louisville and I ran from the cops 3 times in one trip.
That's scary.
They'd see the Florida tags and they'd try to chase you, but then...
At the light, turn left.
It's like really easy to lose the cops in Louisville because you have a grid pattern that never ends. So I was driving through West Louisville and I had my subwoofers in the car. And when in Kentucky, they're also very predatory. I don't know if they are now, but back then, they were very predatory about, like, if you have a sound system, they're gonna pull you over. But the cop didn't realize, he looked at my car and he pulled over somebody else because the other person that was next to me in traffic was black. So he looked at the cars and noticed that the other guy was black. So he pulled over the black guy. I swing around the block and he's searching the guy's trunk. The guy's showing him there was no subwoofer anywhere in the car. I was like, dude, these cops are so messed up. I mean, like, clearly, if you thought about it, it was my car because I had sound system and rims. But he didn't go after my car. He went after the guy, and I remember it was a gray Jeep Cherokee. And he went after that guy because he was black. It was, like, unbelievable. Like, Kentucky is so messed up, bro. I lived in this state and I absolutely hated living here.
But yet you wanted to move back when you were 18.
Well, the thing is, like, I grew up in Kentucky, so, like, like, those first years from the age of 6 to 10, I lived in Kentucky, and those are vital years of your youth, That's where you make your character and become the person you're going to be, so I always thought I wanted to move back to Kentucky.
I thought the same thing about Michigan.
Michigan, right. Yeah. And you go back and you're like, no.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of kids are like that. Like, we all came from different states in Florida, Kentucky, New York, or wherever, Michigan in your case. And we always thought, wow, this light's taking forever. We always thought we wanted to move back to whatever state we originally came from. But then you go back to visit as an adult, and you're like, no, this place is trashy. Like, well, there's no way I'm moving back over here. I live in Florida. And you get used to Florida. And that's weird because, like, the whole time I was growing up as a teenager in Florida, I missed Kentucky. I wanted to go back to Kentucky. And then I went back to Kentucky and I was like, dude, this place is grimy. I remember I was hanging out by a guy. On this trip as a teenager to Kentucky, I must have been harassed by the cops 5 or 6 times. That's why the people in Kentucky, in Louisville, just flipped out on me.
Use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto Mall Road.
Like, all the things that happened with the police in Louisville is because they were so brutal that people just got tired of dealing with them. Like, the people in Louisville just snapped for reasons.
Use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto Mall Road.
Like, there's a reason why people in Louisville just had enough of police. And it's because they was persistent, disrespectful. Like, I went to Louisville and then that happened. And then I was hanging out at a gas station. Imagine this, I'm 18 years old, I live in Florida. I go back to Kentucky to visit. I'm standing outside of a gas station. And I was just hanging out in front of a gas station. Like, you do that in Florida all the time, right? It's not a big deal. A police officer came up, grabbed me by the shirt, and pushed my head against the glass. And he, what the F are you doing out here, you piece of stuff? Oh, freaking burger. You know, he, like, decided to do that to me, bro. Like, you ain't out here selling drugs. Like, he grabbed me, like, beat my head against the glass. And I was like, look, man, I don't know how you treat people around here, but I live in Florida. And I told him, I lied, of course. I was like, and my wife's, family are lawyers and stuff. And, I don't know how you treat people in this neighborhood, but you're really messing with the wrong one right now. And he left. But literally, like, just for hanging outside a gas station, which you do that in Florida. Like, you can do that in Florida, no big deal. This cop literally, like, grabbed me, and I was a teenager. I might have been underage. I can't remember. I still had a car. I wasn't supposed to, but no, I was over 18 because I had already financed a car, right? Yeah. But I was like 18 years old. This cop grabbed me by the neck and beat me against the plexiglass in front of the store, and told me, "What are you doing in front of the store, you piece of crap?" And if that's how they're treating people in their city, of course the people are gonna snap back and get tired of it. Like, remember, like, every time I would go back to Louisville, I would just be shocked at how aggressive the police was there. So now it's the complete opposite. Now nobody respects the police. That's the thing too. Like, You know, once the people get tired of getting pushed around, now nobody respects the police. I was in Louisville last time, and I kid you not, they were doing donuts in front of the police station. And you're wondering, well, that's a lot of disrespect for law enforcement. You
Your
gotta understand too,
destination is on
like
the right.
the other side of it is that these aren't law enforcement like where you live. These law enforcement in Louisville were absolutely the most. They were the thugs and criminals,
How does
and the
that
people
pass?
got tired of it. What?
Alabama.
What do you mean? Oh, so we're in Alabama close?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have left Alabama.
Yeah.
They just got tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't think Kentucky's much better in a lot of ways, but
Yeah.
they left for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta understand, like when you see, like when you go to Louisville, and you're like, wow, there's like places completely lawless. You also gotta understand that the people got tired of it. Like I wouldn't even live in there anymore. I was just on vacation, and I got tired of it. I would go since I grew up there. I would go to vacation up there, and every time I go up there, like that case, I was just hanging outside the gas station. Is that illegal? No. Cop grabbed me and pushed my head against the glass, threatened me, almost spit in my face. Like who's gonna deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, and that's me on vacation. Imagine like the people that are more likely to be profiled, how they were being treated. So, all right, guys, that's Florence, Kentucky. We're gonna get some Starbucks, and I don't know how long this is gonna take.
No, I see you moving all
Is it
right.
really moving?
Yeah.
That's Florence, Kentucky, though.
Yeah.